Hey, what's up, everybody? So I finally made it. I know it's taken me a little while, but Dargon Group, what's up? Who else we got in here? Miss Renee's here. Blindside, what's up, my dude? These things right here came from Blindside. I'm going to sample those tonight. Uh, Looks like Dargon and Blindside were the first ones to show up to the party, they said. I'll start this one off with saying anybody that pops in, if you guys don't mind, to hit that thumbs up, let Google know what you're thinking, or hit the thumbs down if you don't like what you see. That's fine also. Either way. Hey, what's up, Karsten? Hey, man, I saw that email from you like yesterday, and I still haven't had a chance to respond to it. I haven't actually read it yet. I just saw it in my notifications, but I'll try to get to that tonight if I get time. I know cleanup from this one's I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll just have to see. I never really know until the end. So I have two boxes today that I'm going to start the live stream off with. But before I do anything else, Fireman Food. If you guys know who Fireman Food is, he's the fella that he sent me a couple of his patches. He's a firefighter. Well, he's a retired firefighter from out in California. But his dad, he's actually celebrating his 91st birthday tonight. That's super cool. Man, I hope I make it that long. You know what I mean? 91 is awesome. And his dad used to be a pilot and had his own planes and stuff. Really cool, man. Really enjoyed hearing stuff about his dad over I've probably known him a year or a little less. Maybe give or take a few months, maybe a little longer. I'm not exactly sure. What's up, Miss Marilyn? And he also sent me, he's the one that sent me that knife. This is a real man's knife right here. You know? That ain't fooling around. Handmade out of an old file or something. So, and it's super, super sharp. I don't know if I can get it to come across on camera or not. Maybe. Yeah, you can pretty well see the edge on there. It's got a really good edge on it. Anyways, so moving on from that, also have another birthday that I want to mention. Kind of a pioneer in what you guys are watching right now and what I'm involved in, what you guys enjoy to watch here on YouTube, one of the things. But anyways, G Schultz, I think his birthday should be Friday. Coming up this Friday. Wanted to say happy birthday to G Schultz, and I also have another announcement to do with G Schultz here in just a little bit. And I'll talk to you guys about that after we get a little further into the live stream. Kind of an announcement question. Kind of want to talk to you guys about an idea that I have. I've already talked to him about it. He's cool with it. So that's where I'm at with that. Ho, Nathan, what's up, dude? Hi, everyone. Hope all are well. I'm just trucking. So you sounds like you might be driving right now, dude. Man, I really appreciate the super chat there, my friend, and hope you have safe travels. Now, that's something else. I just saw BTemple pass by. BTemple, go check out his channel. Links down in my description, guys. I don't know how many folks will end up watching this live stream, but anybody who's not subscribed to BTemple, man, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would go over there and hook him up with a subscribe. He's actually sent me a couple things that I haven't had time to do anything. I mean, I'm just being 100% honest. I've really been wanting to film lately, and I just have not had the time. And I've tried to plan it and tried to get to it, and I just end up not having the time to get to it. So, anyways, moving on from that. So, got the two birthdays talked about, and I wanted to mention BTemple. That was another thing that was on my agenda of things that I really wanted to do tonight. So, time to move on to breaking into these boxes. I have a box right here, and then I have a super large box that's behind me right here that came from, hang on a second. This is I did this so I could pronounce his name, and it's something that I have trouble with every single time that I've ever seen his name. Let me find my voice recorder really quick. Maybe it's taking me forever. I'm sorry, guys. I had it pulled up here. Voice recorder, where you at? There it is. Okay. Go to my playlist. No. Okay. The box came from
Narataki-kun.
That guy.
This one's got Narataki-kun.
Okay, hopefully you guys heard that, but it came from Narataki-kun. I think I said that correctly. Matt, thanks for the trade. History Savior just popped in with a super chat, and I happened to look down. Hope all is well, my friend. Well, thank you so much for popping in there. History Savior as well. That just makes me think of his channel doing some really cool historical stuff over there. Sent me some Civil War bullets that I've got back here on my shelf now. I'll have to move things to get to those, but super, super cool to have a piece of history like that. I really, really dig that. He also sent me some other cool stuff at the same time. Opened that up probably about a month or month and a half ago. Kitty, you're, hang on a second. Ethan! Try to get my son to deal with this cat. Okay, so I have a box here, obviously from MRE Nation. Just pretty much a surprise box. I didn't order anything or anything like that. He was just kind enough to send it over. That would have been Mr. Black Dog Bob. If you guys know anything about MREinfo.com. If you don't, you really ought to check that website out. Go over there, get yourself a username, and become part of the community. So that's like where it all starts. That's where it's all started, and that's where it's all like it just kind of snowballs from there. But anyways, so Black Dog Bob runs MRE Nation Incorporated, him and another couple guys actually. So I'm gonna have to deal with this stupid cat. Has CT made it in? Looks like Gusto's here. What's up, Gusto? Oh, look like K-Man's here too. Did I just see? Yes, K-Man is here. Hey, Denise, CT, Smitty, Renee, and Miss Marilyn. We got the crew here from the previous meetup, the recent meetup. Really glad to have all you guys in here on this Saturday night. The typical every week Saturday night stream. And I really wanted to do either a 9/11 stream because I have an MRE that's what's from 2001. I mean, it should be close to around 9/11. I think if I can remember what the days were on that, it should be really close to around 9/11, if not one of the items inside been produced on 9/11. I kind of wanted to try to get a live stream knocked out then, but the way my day worked out on 9/11, it just did not happen. And then last night would have been a really cool night to do one as well, being Friday the 13th with a full moon. So, hey, Salty Croc Collectibles is here. All right, man, that's awesome. I've been looking forward to having you back in here, man. We ain't seen you in a couple weeks. So, which I know sometimes he'll be around, he just won't be in the chat. So, I'm going to start this off by opening up the MRE Nation Incorporated box from Simpsonville, Kentucky. So everybody that was at the meetup knows about the facility now pretty intimately. We've all been in there and done the walkthrough and got to go and check out all the supplies and everything like that. So that was really fun and cool to get to do that. So I'm just going to flip this box over and open it from the bottom because that's just how I roll. I usually open everything from the bottom because if I don't have tape to retape it, this is why I do this. So if I don't have tape to retape it, I can just flip the box over upright, and it'll set like that without having any tape, and the flaps won't like pop up on it like they would if I opened up the top. So that's why I open them from the bottom. Whoa! Hey, looky there, Pandora Milka chocolate is good. It is very good. German. Ollie actually sent me Milka candy bars. The first ones I ever had. Probably about 3 years ago, or a little longer. It was the first time I'd ever even seen a Milka candy bar, and it was kind of weird because he sent me those Milka candy bars, and within a week after I received them, they started carrying them in all the local stores. Dollar General was the first one I seen it in, but they started carrying Milka candy bars here in America. But the only thing I ever seen was the Oreo ones. I mean, you can go to international specialty shops and whatnot and try, and you can sometimes find them. But and don't forget, not only was it Friday the 13th and a full moon, but it was also the 50th anniversary of Scooby Doo. No way! Wow, really? Man, I remember Scooby Doo was one of my favorite television shows growing up. I loved watching Scooby Doo. Just always had that, that sense of mystery and surprise, and there was always suspense. Really, really fantastic show. I still, even if it comes on, if I ever see it, which is very seldom, but if it ever pops up on TV or something, I'll still sit down and watch through those cartoons because they were that good. Old Casey Kasem, man, used to do the weekly top 40 and had that really distinctive voice. I would try to do an imitation, but I don't think I would do very well right now because I can do better at an imitation like that if I happen to just hear the voice, and then I can kind of mock it a little better, I guess is what I should say. But um, hang on a second. Let me look something up here, and I might give it a try. But thank you for the super chat there. I think it was Panda, if I'm not mistaken. So we've had Panda. Oh no, Pandora. Pandora. Yes, milk with chocolate is great. It's good. It's good. It's very good. And then we had Nathan Stickney also came in with a super chat, and we had History Savior. Yes, now I can remember all three. Good deal. Thank you all for the amazing super chats already tonight, getting the night started off very, very early. Again, I have this box behind me from Narataki Kun. I'm going to have to use that chime in probably pretty regular to remember that name. It's just very difficult for me to pronounce. So let me look up. There we go. So Casey Kasem passed away June 15th of 2014. Huh. Well, that sucks. I didn't know he passed. Let's see here. Can I find some... there we go. I want to hear his voice for some reason. I don't know. It's just kind of got stuck in my mind.
From Hollywood, it's America's Top 10 with Casey Kasem. The only weekly countdown of the top hits on Billboard's pop chart. You'll see the hottest.
Okay, I don't want to hear all that.
Singer of the group called Loverboy.
Whoa, Blindside, I made it for the cause. I made it and for the cause. Well, thank you so much, Blindside. And again, these things right here came from Blindside, which I don't know if how many of you guys know about Tim Tams, but this very delectable Australian biscuit with random things in it. Usually the standard originals just have chocolate cream in them, but these ones have chocolate malt and sticky caramel or caramel, depending on where you're from. So thank you so much for the super chat, dude, and also all the awesome stuff that you hooked me up with, man. Really, like some of the best stuff that you could think of to pick up, like he hooked me up. So let's see here. That was not a very good sound bite. Here we go. Maybe this will be better.
I'm Casey Kasem. Well, now we're up to the #1 song in the land, and our look back at 4 amazing decades, counting them down.
This must have been when he was towards the end of his career.
July 1970. It was an idea that my partner Don Bastani and I came up with.
Definitely sounds older here. Hey, what's up, Fernbart? Yeah, I can't imitate him. I thought I could. I mean, I probably could, but it won't sound right. Casey was awesome, man. Okay, I loved Casey Kasem when I was growing up. I used to, when I was a little kid, I'd try to imitate his voice. It was kind of cool. So let's get into this. Something a little more manageable here. Knife-wise, let's see what MRE Nation sent along. The box took a little bit of damage from the, of course, the USPS on its way here. Right here, looks like it got a little dinged up, but hopefully nothing in here is too fragile or anything like that. I doubt it is. I mean, we're dealing with mostly rations coming from there anyway, so usually they're not fragile in any way. But that's not always the case either. Sometimes things can bust. So let's see what we've got here. Oh my God. Wow. That is amazing. Holy crap. These things are like, I collected a bunch of these over time, and Miss Marilyn sent me some, and Blindside also. Miss Marilyn sent me 24, 2 dozen, and Blindside gave me like 13. And then I also had some that I had saved up just over the years, older ones. And I'll say something else too while I'm thinking about it. The older ones that I ate recently tasted kind of weird compared to the new fresh ones. Something happened to them. That or the formula changed on them just a little bit, because the ones I was eating were from 2012. So, I mean, they were, what, 6 years old? But this is amazing. This is so awesome. Goodness gracious, man. Like, I was going to buy a bunch of these from MRE Nation, because I got on a kick eating these here recently. And I had a few left over from Miss Marilyn and Blindside that had sent me. And then I had the ones that I had saved up, because there was a guy that was selling the little ones a long time ago, a few years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I bought a bunch, and I forgot about having them. And when I ran out of the big ones, I had to dig up the old ones that I had. And they didn't taste right. They tasted weird. But I was glad to have them, because I didn't have any. But I went on a kick and ate a bunch of these things here recently, and I've just been great. Like, my mouth is literally watering right now. So that is a stack of 3. That's 6. That's 9. And that is 12. That's a dozen. Another 3. 6. Oh, no way. Whoa! Peanut butter dessert bar. Two more peanut butter dessert bars. And then Bob gave me one of these whenever I was there, when I was at MRE Nation, when I was at the building, and I set it down on a table somewhere and lost it or forgot it. I thought I put it in my bag, but I did not, so I didn't bring one of these home. I'm really glad that he sent me these, man, because I've never had a fresh one. The freshest one of these I've ever had was probably close to 10 years old, maybe older. You know, I eat a lot of old food. I mean, you guys know that. If you know me, you know I eat a lot of old food. Let's see what else is in here. Trans fat free fudge brownie. This is something else that he gave me while I was there that somehow I forgot it. I think I set it down at the same time I set down the chocolate chip cereal bar and left them both. So that was totally my bad, because he hooked me up. There's the mocha dessert bar. And oh, we have another chocolate chip cereal bar. Might have to break into some of this stuff tonight. And a mocha dessert bar. These things are kind of like fudge, and I'll bet you that these mocha dessert bars have caffeine in them. If I was to guess, I don't see it listed right now, just at a glance. Looks like that's a 2015 model. What else do we have here? We have another trans fat free brownie and another trans fat free brownie. So we have 2 brownies, 3 brownies, and we have 3 mocha dessert bars. Like, this is a insane box of just goodness. This is good stuff. And we have 3 of the peanut butter dessert bars. We got to open one of these tonight, because I've never had one of the peanut butter dessert bars. And I've actually never had a fresh brownie. The freshest brownie I've ever had was at minimum 10 years old. Probably actually from the 90s. So I never have had a good, they've never really been good. Edible maybe, but not good. So, oh yeah, we got the 3 chocolate chip cereal bars. These things right here will last basically forever. If you store them properly, you know, just in a house or whatever, at 70 degrees, I don't think these things would probably ever go bad. So, how you doing, bro? At your old pal Fernbark. Looks like Jesse has made it, man. I'm glad you could make it, Jesse, dude. Really appreciate you coming, since I talked to you there earlier, man. I'm really glad to have you, dude. So, hooked it up with a bunch of, man, I'm so glad to have these. You have no idea. I mean, really, you have no idea. My mouth is watering just thinking about these things right now. How many were there? There were 3, 6. Wait. Hang on. There's 6. And then there's another 6, I believe. So there's a dozen. I think there's 2 dozen. And there's another 3. And another 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Man, oh man, that was a box of just absolute gold. Ration gold. Look at that. Oh, I will cherish every single one of these as I consume them, probably fairly quickly. Thank you so much, Bob, for sending me these things, man. I really, really appreciate it, dude. Okay. Next, we have a great big huge box. I'm probably going to have to move the camera around a little bit or something. It feels like there's a lot of room inside the box, so I may just like get it over here. Nope, it's not going to work. Let's do it this way. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so this one is from Narataki-kun. I think I said that properly. I have not seen him in the chat, so hopefully he'll see this. I don't have his contact information or anything like that, but obviously he knew that he'd sent me the box and that I would open it up on this live stream. So it did take a pretty sizable hit right here, I would say. I mean, look, like there's a pretty good hole right there and a pretty good hole right, like I can stick my finger inside the box. I hate it when the USPS does this stuff, man. There's no reason your box should ever show up with holes punctured in the side of it. I mean, it's unacceptable. Because you don't know what's going to be in, like, it could be anything in the box. It just upsets me that they don't treat our packages with a little bit more compassion and care for the things inside. You know, kind of if they would all treat the packages like they were their own packages, instead of kind of, I don't know what they do. Sometimes it looks like they play soccer with them. Sometimes it looks like they hit them with baseball bats. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. I've gotten packages that were... And then the contents busted all up and everything like that. So they have their way with them sometimes, and I think they do that. Oh, let me fill you guys in on a little thing that I found out. A little tip, pro tip, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I was speaking with my local post office, and I happen to know the postmaster really, really well, and I've gotten to know him over the years. I used to know the old postmaster years ago, but he retired years ago. But anyways, we were talking because I brought a package in and I had written fragile all over it because of the contents that it was a heavy box and it had ration items in it that could be, you know, if they were handled too roughly, could have busted. You know, like the little tins of jams and stuff like that. So I bring the box in and I've got fragile written on it, like on each side, over here, up here, on the other side, on the back, on the bottom. I wrote fragile all over it, right? And I started talking to him about my packages being beat up and things like that. He's like, look, you know, it's sad to say, but he said a lot of these people that work for the Postal Service, he said if they'll see that, he said a lot of times they'll mistreat the package just because it has fragile written all over it. And I'm not just making this up. This is what he told me. And I was like, so they'll intentionally go out of their way to more or less destroy your property because you asked them not to by writing fragile on it. You know, you asked them to take a little extra care by writing fragile on it. Because most of the time, you know, most of the packages I send and a lot of people in our community send, they're not fragile. They can take being punk kicked across the room. I mean, literally. But you know, every once in a while we send something that's not as durable as what a typical MRE or ration sometimes is. And yeah, ever since then, I do not write fragile on packages. I don't get the you know, the handle with care stickers or anything like that. I skip over that process because I know that if I just send it regular, it's going to get treated most likely better than if I would write fragile or handle with care or something like that on it. So, you know, that's a little pro tip, a little something I found out on you know, over my years of shipping things and talking to the postmaster and whatnot. Hey, Smokey and Side Chatters, just stopping in for a minute to show my support. Well, thank you for stopping in, little Jenny. We appreciate you stopping in. King Cree A, thanks. I wonder if it was. Laugh out loud. I didn't catch what you said before. Oh, hey, check this out. Just saw Smitty's name pop up there. But there's a sticker that he hooked me up with. His channel logo, Smitty's MRE Reviews. So you guys go check out Smitty's channel as well. I don't have a link to that down there, but right now if you guys see him in the chat, you can click on his name. Or if you're rewatching this later and you have the chat, the live chat on, that you can also still click on the name and go to the channel. So let's see what Nerataki-kun sent me, because I have no idea. This was completely out of the blue, complete surprise. I have no clue. Then I got a couple other items here on the side I can show you guys really quick that I've been fooling with just here lately. So I'm going to get this opened up. And then what we'll do is I'll get this box off the table because it's so large. This is a very, very large box, and it did, you know, surprisingly, the shipping was not bad on this. If I was to ship this exact same box at the exact same weight to around the same area, I'll bet you they would have charged me $20. It's really weird. It's not weird, it's just not right. It's supposed to be standardized, but it isn't. Yeah, we need to get Smitty to make some t-shirts. I need to get some t-shirts of my own made as well. So let's see what's in this box. As you can see, there's a lot of room in there. I don't see anything yet. So let's get this folded back here. What do we have here? Hey, look at that. We have some brown bag MREs. What do we have here? We have a menu number 5. Is it? It looks like it's printed upside down. Spaghetti with meat sauce. So that would put this at being 90. Let's see, menu number 5 turned to spaghetti in what? K-Man's in here. He could probably tell me. Probably 90, maybe 88 or 91, something like that. I think it came around the same time as corned beef hash, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have a menu number 4, omelet with ham. These things look like they're case fresh. They look like they just came out of a case. There's also a note in here, which I'll pull that out here in just a second and see what's up. And here we have pork with rice and barbecue sauce. I think these are all by Sinpack. Nope, 2 by Sinpack and 1 by Right Away Foods. So, draft code. Let's see what the note says. Decided to send you a couple of 90s classics. Okay. Hope you enjoy these. Grunge era rations. Yeah, that's it. The grunge era. That's true. It was fun meeting you at the MRE Nation meetup. Something on the channel, and I'll keep watching. What? Keep it real on the channel, and I'll keep watching. Nerataki-kun. All right. Well, thank you, dude. I'll probably do one of these live, is what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do one of these next week, because I had an idea that I was going to do an US MRE next week anyways. Kind of wanted to go down that vintage road. And reason being is because I think G. Schultz is going to be involved in that, and I'll let you guys in on that. Spaghetti, that was from 88 to 95. Okay, that's what I was thinking, K-Man. I thought it started in 88. I wasn't 100% sure, though. And then I know they switched them up a little bit there in 94, too, because they got rid of the corned beef hash. And we were all sad to see that menu go. Man, I don't understand. I wish they would bring that back. Maybe corned beef hash is just not something that most people will eat. And it's not something I would have typically eaten either until I got into, eating MREs and rations, and I discovered the corned beef hash. And once I discovered the corned beef hash, it's hands down my favorite MRE ever now. So let me move this box over here. So that was quite a good haul here. I'm going to have to try to hit him up and see if he knows anything about the specific condition of these particular MREs. Corned beef hash is expensive, hence no corned beef. Okay. Corned beef is expensive. Huh. I did not know that. Well, I mean, it's kind of cheap to pick up at the store. I mean, you know, if you're just picking up the canned stuff to try to recreate the MRE meal. Oh, here we go. Move the camera back down here. Okay. Put Fireman Food's knife up here. He was kind enough to send me. And I'm still looking for someone who might have the ability or might know someone. I don't want to... I'll cover that. But this is the... that's the hardware that came out of my body. That's one set. Here's another set. Every time they go in, add more screws and plates and whatnots. So, but I'd like to find someone who could craft a knife or something like that out of that. If nothing else, maybe I could just use the screws on the tang of the knife to attach the handle to a knife or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing ideas that I've had out there. So, anyway, we got 1, 4, and 5, and 1 from Rafco, and the other 2 from Simpack. So yeah, I'm going to have to hit him up, find out if he knows anything about the condition of these things, because when I do this next week, whichever, I mean, I know for sure I have some vintage MREs that will be in very good shape and edible. So I may just go with that, since I'll know that they'll be edible. While I'm thinking about it, real quick, I want to show you guys this. I just got this. This is a Skippy peanut butter, as you guys can see. Yep. Look for the inner quality seal. So, actually open this up. And you know how we've all thought that peanut butter is indestructible and that peanut butter won't go bad. So this has been our thought for some time, right? Oh yeah, here, let me show you guys the date on this as well. So, October 6th of 1990 is when it was best purchased by. And so what would that make that? 2000, it'd be 19 years old, right? 1990, 2000, no, 2010, whoa, no, 29 years old, my bad. So 29 years old is this peanut butter. And then I have another peanut butter right here, Food Club creamy peanut butter. I think I've showed you guys this before, maybe not. This one right here, I believe, is 1973. I think that's what that date code is. All the other research that I've been able to do on it, that's the closest thing it looks like from other things. And it was 35 cents for a 12-ounce jar of peanut butter. And this one had no freshness seal or anything of that nature. And, I mean, it's got a really peculiar smell. It smells like a rancid peanut, and you can kind of see where the age has kind of permeated down to, I would say, about that level right there. It's possible that from there down that this may still be consumable. I mean, I'm not saying yes or no, because I'm just guessing that, thinking that maybe the peanut butter itself actually acted as a seal, but the lid looks absolutely horrendous. I think that should be cleaned off of there personally. I think that's something I may end up doing one of these days. And then again, oh, well, that's not good either. Piece of the label just fell off. No, that sucks. Oh well, it is what it is. It's got a little stain on it right there too. Food Club creamy peanut butter, 12 ounces. And then we have the, this is 48 ounces of peanut butter, so 4 pounds. Right? 4 pounds? Yeah. 16... No, 3 pounds. Sorry. 3 pounds of peanut butter. 3 whole pounds. And then it probably weighs closer to 4 pounds. I would say this jar weighs at least a pound. I don't know. It feels like it weighs about 5 pounds, to be quite honest. So maybe the jar weighs about 2 pounds. Now, well, let's take a look at this, because I just want to show you guys this. Now, if you just look at this, take a look at that, you say, yeah, that looks pretty good, right? That just looks like peanut butter. I mean, it looks like a perfectly consumable jar of peanut butter. Well, I'm here to tell you that this peanut butter is one of the grossest things that I've ever put into my mouth. I did try this peanut butter out because I thought it was going. Honestly, I thought it'd be fine. I figured this whole jar would be consumable, and so I just started off with a little scrape off the top, and I tried that out, and it was kind of like it immediately rolled up into a ball inside my mouth. And usually peanut butter will start breaking down and dissolving somewhat whenever it goes into your mouth. This did not. It immediately coated my mouth with this. Hey, Narutakikun. Did I say it right, dude? Also, I'll be sending in another package next week. Nothing is vintage or exciting, but maybe something useful. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for that, man. Anything that comes in is fun. We all like to watch things get opened up and stuff like that. I enjoy it. I appreciate it. So thank you so much for the package as well, dude. Really appreciate that. What's up, Andy? How you doing? Glad you could make it. But yeah, man, talking about this peanut butter here, by far one of the grossest things I've ever put in my mouth trying to consume. It was beyond rancid, is what I would call it. It was worse than any rancid peanut that I've ever put in my mouth. So, but as far as I know, those 390s should be in perfectly safe. Okay, well, good. That's fantastic. Tracy Phillips, great live stream full of great people. Maryland is wonderful. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, Tracy. Thank you so much. And Maryland is wonderful. I just got to add that little meme in there at the end. That's a thing that they got going back and forth. Really super, super duper appreciate that. I do believe that this Sparrow, dude, I do believe if you were to try to consume this jar of peanut butter, it would probably, it could possibly kill you. For a couple different reasons. I really don't know what would happen to you because of how rancid it is, but this is like trying to eat like tile glue. That's exactly what it is. Like it just rolled up into a ball in my mouth and I had to spit it out, but it instantly coated my mouth with this numbing cotton mouth, tingly, dry sensation that I've never had it coat my entire mouth, my teeth, my everything instantly. And I thought, okay, well, it's probably just the top layer. You know, it's been sealed. The seal was just broken on it. And I thought maybe just the top layer went bad. So what did I do? I kind of like scooped away the top layer. I dug about that far down in. I stuck my knife down in there, you know, kind of wiggled it out, cleaned my knife off. Then I went back in for what I thought would be a more well-preserved part of the peanut butter. And, okay, to a certain extent, I was correct. It was nowhere near as bad as what I just took off the top. But, at the same time, it was still up there on the list of my thing, like one of the worst things I've ever. Absolutely no good taste to it at all. It does not taste like peanuts, peanut butter, oil, nothing. It just tastes like, it kind of tastes like glue. Like it has this weird chemical, not only chemical taste, but also chemical feel. And it's an experience. I'll say it's an experience that I've had now. And it's something that I never dreamed that would go bad like this has. And this absolutely is one of the nastiest. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, I just thought about it. There should be a link to Tracy's channel right at the top of my description now. So you guys go over there and subscribe to Tracy's channel. Also, CT and who else do I have up in there? I put 4 new links at the very top. So anybody that goes in there and checks that out, go check out those 4 channels if you like them. Hook them up with a subscribe. Tell them Oldsmokey sent you over. You know the routine by now. Let them know I sent you. They really appreciate the new subscribers, and so do I. So we're going to move on to some actual edible food now, because this is by far, again, one of the worst things. That's just an experience, a near-death experience. Thanks for eating. Yeah, man, I didn't really. This is actually, I thought, I thought this was a squirrel. And then I also, like, after doing some research on it, I thought, I saw some literature that said that it was a chipmunk. And I was like, man, okay. I mean, I could see that being a chipmunk. Kind of looked like a teddy bear the first time I saw it. And then it's actually neither. It's a squirrel. It is a squirrel. And I didn't know this, but Skippy Peanut Butter bought out a company in Canada called Squirrel Peanut Butter. And I think they just did away with the Squirrel Peanut Butter. They just kind of bought out a competitor, if I'm not mistaken. This one I have not been brave enough to dig into, but now that I've dug into one that was sealed perfectly, I have a feeling that this one is going to be just as bad, if not maybe a lot worse. So, our theory on peanut butter not going bad is incorrect. Now, I think there's a stipulation to that. I think this Skippy peanut butter is kind of like, I think the process of making it is not like an organic peanut butter. I don't think it's like the peanut butter you go to the store and buy and the oil separate, or that should have happened in that jar since it's sat since 1990. There should have been some level of separation going on there, and there was none. So I don't know if maybe it has to be the high quality, more organic peanut butter that's just strictly, the only ingredients to it would be salt, oil, and peanuts. And that should be it. That should be the only things that, wow, that jar put some dents in that. I think that jar did that. But anyways, so I at the same time, the same day that I had those two, opened up a 1963 peanut butter out of an MCI, and it was absolutely perfect. It tasted like a brand new can of peanut butter. So, hey, what's up, Peter, from over there? Yes, sir. My Polish buddy. You guys go check out Delicious's channel. His link is in my description as always. Whenever I lived there back before the broadband age, so AFN radio was a total lifesaver. Eagle 810 out of Yakota. So you used to run on the old CB radios. My grandma, my uncle, everybody used to run those old CB radios. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to get into this. Now, I wanted to get out one of the flameless ration heaters that Trucker sent me. But, or Michael. I wanted to get out one of the flameless ration heaters. But I actually packed them up with me to take to the meetup in a tote. And I'm not sure which tote they're in. I dug through a couple. They weren't in those totes, so I'm not exactly sure which tote they're in. But I'll find them. The next IMP review I do will have those flameless ration heaters. So let's check out what is in the chicken and vegetable stew. Menu number 9 from 2018. Right there's our date. Right there's their menu number. There's what's in it. Chicken and vegetable stew. I've personally never seen this menu. I've never had this menu. And I'm excited to have it. This is something that I should probably like. In my head, I'm envisioning something like a chicken pot pie type of filling. I got a CB radio, not 4 watts, but 22 watts. Aha. I'd say that's probably changed. And, I used to know a guy, just a quick story. I used to know a fella that he used to work on boats. But he was hardcore into the CB radio type of stuff. And he had like this crazy antenna built where he would talk to people clear over. He could talk to people in China, Australia. He could talk to people anywhere with that radio. I mean, he didn't just have one antenna. It was like a grid, and there was wires connecting all these antennas. And I haven't talked to him in a good while, but I need to talk to that fella. Got half a lucky strike left over from last week. Been talking too much. Be right back, Miss Renee, okay? What's up, Miss Sharon? How you doing? Just picked up a Boafang radio for communication if I need it. a great bargain. Yeah, you see, that's something people don't realize. All you got to have is a little bit of electricity. I mean, a car battery, or have your generator hooked up or whatever, and you have a way to communicate if you have that type of radio laying around and hooked up. You got your antenna up and everything like that. People don't realize that it's possible that one day that might be a necessity. That was like cell phones before cell phones were the CB radios. I remember them very well. I remember my grandma sitting in her bedroom where she had a radio set up, and she would sit in there and she'd talk on that CB radio with people. I don't know who she was talking to. I was really little at the time, but I do remember her sitting around talking on that CB radio. It was pretty neat. And my Uncle Red, he never had a phone or anything like that. And the CB radio was how he communicated. So, all right, let's see what's in this thing. Again, this is 2018. You look on the back. This is a individual meal pack from Canada. There is a QR code here that takes you directly to their Facebook page, to the Canadian Forces that deals with the food. I cannot remember the name of the website right now, but it says right there, like us on Facebook, and that's where that takes you. And you can give feedback on your meal, because up until 2013, these things, or I think it was 2013 was the last year, they came with the little cards to fill out like the British ones do. You fill out how well you liked each item in the particular menu that you had, and send them back in. Of course, there was prize drawings because they wanted to entice you to send those back, because if there's no reason to send them back other than just to say how you like the food, then most guys wouldn't do it. But they'd give things away. I think, well, the last British one I looked at had, they were giving away iPods or gift cards. That's what it was. Anyways, so let's take a look inside of this thing. This is typically how I open them. That way I kind of keep the integrity of the bag. With an IMP, there's no need for a knife or scissors or anything like that. Everything is easy open. And that way I've got all four corners opened up and everything slides out of there nicely, just like so. And you can get a look inside of this thing, and let's see what we've got in here. We'll start off with a package of peanut butter and another package of peanut butter. So peanut butter times deux. Here we have a Nescafe Sweet and Creamy Original. Love these things. I'm a fan. I like my coffee loaded, though, as Gundog would call it. And here we have a standard Kit Kat from Canada, which I've been told these are slightly different than the Kit Kats in America. Of course, they have French on them, but have a break, have a Kit Kat, made by Nestle. They do have a really nice look to them, that shiny packaging like that. I mean, they're very inviting, and when you open up a ration and you have something like this in it, it does give you a feeling of home, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? You get that feeling of something familiar from your home that you've had before, especially if you're overseas or something like that and you've been away from home for a while. So, ooh, my favorite, raspberry jam. Yum, yum, yum. What else do we have in here? I love going through IMPs. It's just always like a huge bag of goodies. Oh, we have the chocolate nut mix. This is actually probably going to be pretty good. Package for D&D. Ingredients: chocolate-coated dried cranberries. Oh, yum. What else? Confectioner glaze. Wait. Cranberries. Huh. The next ingredient is almonds. Then we have goji berries and pistachios. This is a premium nut mix. This U.S. needs to take some keynotes from Canada, because they're doing it right. Like that, I've had this before, and I absolutely loved it. Ah, awesome. So we have the ice sports drink. I've actually never had the ice sports drink. I've had so many IMPs, and I've never been blessed with the ice sports drink. So that's pretty cool, or glace, as the French word for that, I guess. Like glacier. What else do we have in here? We have our Canadian hamburger bun. I love how they put the maple leaf on there. Really nice branding that they've got going on there. What else? What else? What else? Get into the smaller items. We have a pack of matches. These are red tip or pink. These are like a dark pink tip. They have that weird red line in there. I don't know what's going on with that. I've noticed that on a couple of different packs. And these are produced by, these are a product of the USA. Pembroke, Ontario. Made by Eddie Match. That's right, Eddie Match. We have our package of 4 Tic Tacs. Not a huge fan of the Tic Tacs, honestly. I mean, they're good at knocking out some bad breath real quick, though. So they'll serve their purpose. And then we have our Frank's Red Hot. And put that on everything. That grandma, I love that commercial with that grandma. She said she put that on everything. And our beverage bag with the gusseted bottom. These things are super heavy duty, high quality, high speed beverage bags. And then we have our little mint, after dinner mint. Yeah, it's a compressed napkin. This is to make yourself a wet nap. Add a little water and you're good to go. There's 2 more. I think there's 2 more things in. Yeah, there's a little more than that. Okay. So we have our Canadian spork. These things are another high-speed item. Really, really dig these. I mean, you can't ask for a much better utensil than that. The only one I would maybe put up there with this one, of course, the US MRE spoon. I wish they would go to the spork, though, because the spork is useful in a lot of cases. But, you know, other utensils, the Australian CR1M spoon. That thing is super heavy-duty. I bet you could use one of those, I mean, forever, really. I don't think they would ever break down or end up breaking on you or anything. So there we have our Canadian issued butt ration, I guess. That's what they're going to give you to wipe your rear or your face, whichever you have to do first. Yep, that's the last thing out there. And here's our main chicken and vegetable stew. I like to see the first ingredient being white chicken meat. Then water, potatoes, carrots, green peas, butter, modified cornstarch, dehydrated onions, enriched wheat flour, chicken fat, salt, hydrolyzed corn protein, seasoning, natural flavor, spices, garlic powder, herbs, and spice extract. What do we got here? 280 calories in this bad boy. And what's the grams of fat? I don't see it. Fat, 6 grams. That's really low. Huh. Okay. And last but definitely not least, we have our sliced apples. And I've got something I want to add to that. So we're going to be adding a couple things to this IMP, man. You guys are just kind of having dinner with me tonight. It's not a strict ration review, but you did strictly see what just came out of this particular ration. So I may end up heating those apples up. But first things first, we're going to get this out. And I can already tell that this thing is bloated. I don't understand what the heck happened, why these things are always end up bloated like this, but leave it to the Canadian military. Hey, what's up, Dan? Cyanide Cookies is here, man. Glad to see you, my friend. All right, I'm going to go throw this in some boiling water, and I will be right back. Ethan. Okay, I am back. Oh yeah, something else. Since we're doing the Canadian thing tonight, I have this bag of chips right here. I believe CT is the one that gave me these. I don't think it was Smitty. I'm pretty sure that that Mike or CT gave me these at the meetup, and I've been hanging on to them because I wanted to open them up on a live stream. So it's been killing me to not open these. I've been meaning to open them for the last 2 weeks, and it's slipped my mind, and I haven't brought them out. But tonight, I'm opening up the Canadian favorite Lay's ketchup chips. So these are going to be part of the meal as well. But with the apples I have, I'm going to grab one of the what is it called? The apple. Hang on a second. Let me just grab it. Maybe. I thought I'd just grab it. There we go. Okay. Miss Minnie. Okay. So the applesauce cake, trans fat free, from a US MRE. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to mix it with these apple pieces. I'm going to put the apple pieces down inside it with the cake, and I'm going to mix it all up. And yum, 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 yum. I'm going to eat it up. I might put a little bit of peanut butter in there, and then maybe top it off with that raspberry jam. I don't know yet. We'll see. Depends on whether I want to use my bun for my main meal, or if I want to use my bun for a peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jam, whatever. And I've got plenty of desserts here on the side. I've got the Milk and Candy bar. And I've got the Tim Tams that came from Blindside. These are the Tim Tam Slam Bite and Sip. A lot of Australians do that with the standard original Tim Tams anyway. I love the original ones. They're just amazing. And all the specialty ones that I've tried have been really, really good as well. So let me get all this stuff scooted over here out of the way so we can put it on a tray. Here we go. Hamburger bun. Sports drinks. Peanut butter and jellies. There's the nut mix. Candy bar. Another drink mix. Matches. Yep. So you guys have seen me reconstitute one of the napkins before, I believe. I think you guys have seen that. So let's start off with one of the ice drinks. Hey, what's up, James Ortiz? How you doing, my friend? Glad you can make it tonight. What's for dinner tonight? Basically it's the IMP chicken stew, but it is called chicken and vegetable stew. Menu number 9 from 2018. So that is what is on the menu for tonight. Maybe I can, nope, it's not going to show up on camera back there, and I don't even have the tray on camera. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, I can set it. You can kind of see. You can see what the menu number is anyway, and the year. So, all right, there we go. Just gonna make up one of these right now. It should be enough. I'm gonna have my coffee as well. JW Speaker says that this menu is absolutely delicious. Well, I'll take your word for it until I can get to try it myself here. So I have a feeling it's going to be good. This is a menu that when I picked it out, I just kind of had a feeling that I would like it anyways. It's just like my type of food. I'm a fan of chicken anyway, and if it's done right, chicken can make one heck of a meal, and it can make or break the meal if the chicken is not good chicken. Oh, that has a really nice smell to it. Let's see if I can get any powder out of that. Yeah, a little bit. Not enough to taste it though. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So right there's our line for the sports drink. And I think there's probably going to be just about enough water in here. And I want to mix it a little bit light because I want to get a really good reading on the flavor. I'm knocking stuff down over here. There it opened up. Well, took it just about to the line anyway. Give it a nice fold. Got a really cool color to it. I'll say that. There we go. Well, it's mixed up really well, very quickly. So I'll set that off here to the side. Get my bottle of water out of the way. I know I got a lot going on over in that corner. Probably a lot of distraction to the eye. So let me get some of that stuff out of the way. We'll move our Kit Kat bar right there. We got our apple pieces. I need to not forget about the ketchup chips. So if you guys can remind me about the ketchup chips. Other snacks to try out as well. Just kind of want to clean the area up here a little bit. There we go. Nice. Next up, let's do our sweet and creamy Nescafe. Whoops, wrong end. It says to use scissors. Who's gonna have scissors out in the field? Like, really? Yeah, okay. So it's easy enough to tear open. It's not. Scissors are not required. Let's take a look and see what this powder looks like. Not very coffee-like. I mean, it doesn't really have much of a coffee smell to it either. I might have to spice that up with some actual coffee. Maybe. Might just do that. Trash bag back there. Now, I do have hot water here on standby. I'm going to put the hot water in this, and then after that, I need to go get the main out, probably. Wouldn't you say? I'd say it's probably getting close. Well, not quite 10 minutes yet. And 10 minutes is really too long. 8 minutes is plenty. So let's give this some water. There we go. That is definitely more water than I typically add. But there's a lot of powder in those. You know, I didn't even look to check to make sure what that calls for. I'm going to guess it's probably 8 ounces, but let me double check here. Mm-hmm. 245 milliliters, which is... it's a little bit over a cup. Well, I think that's actually exactly a cup. So right at 8 ounces. So that's pretty close. Bob Ross coming out for his his appearance for this review. Got our matches there. Next, we will pull out our hamburger bun really quickly. It's a little smashed. A little smashed is that's being generous. It's pretty smashed. It's pretty flat. Jeez. This is one of the worst ones I've had in a long time, actually. It smells good, though. Doesn't smell bad. I don't know why those things aren't cut all the way through. I guess to keep them together through the duration of the years that they're, that they're going to be used for. Let's take a look at this chocolate nut mix, guys. I mean, this is really premium stuff. We're talking pistachios, goji berries, chocolate-covered cranberries, and almonds. It's all smashed together, but, I mean, premium stuff. Look at all the goji berries in there. I want to try a couple of those just on their own really quick. Mmm. That's interesting. So they taste a lot like a raisin, except they have a little more tangy fruitiness to them. Before I had this chocolate nut mix out of an IMP, I had never had a goji berry before. I don't even know that I'd ever seen one. Not on TV or anything. I think that was the first time I'd ever even seen one was in the nut mix. And I've heard that's kind of a premium ingredient to add into a nut mix like this. But there's a look at the goji berries, a little tiny red dried out berries, kind of similar to a pint size, similar looking to a pint sized cranberry or something. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mixes really well with the nuts. I gotta have a couple pistachios. I love pistachios. Mm. Nice gusset. Tink. Okay. I'm going to grab the main. I'll be right back. Don't want it to get overheated. This thing was on the verge of exploding. It was so close to popping. My gosh. Which, of course, as soon as you get it out and it's exposed to some cooler air, it shrinks back down. But that is the largest I've ever seen one puff up before. Like, they always puff up when you put them in boiling water, but this one was to the extreme, for sure. Okay, next. Let's take our Kit Kat out. Try not to get my fingerprints on it. There we go. And a good look at it that way. Look at that. Yum, 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 yum. Kit Kats melt really, really easy. I think this is a poor choice of candy bar to put into a ration. I don't know what you guys think about that, but my personal thoughts on that are they should go with a solid dark milk chocolate or something that's just more durable than this, because this thing, as soon as you touch it, or as soon as it's exposed to a little bit of heat, it starts melting. Okay. Let's get the main out here. Moving right along tonight. Let me give that a sniff. There's a look inside. Ooh. Oh, wow. It almost has like a cheesy smell to it. Again, look at that just looks really good. It's definitely got a strong chicken stock smell to it. Super duper mega hot. You can see the steam rolling off of it, I'm sure. It being a stew or a soup, just all rolled right out of the package there. Stick that out of the way. Okay. Definitely looking pretty good, I gotta say. I'm impressed with the visual on this. It looks like a very, very nice dish. Huge chunks of chicken in there. Nice chunks of potatoes in there. You got some pretty sizable chunks of carrots as well. I know there was some garlic. I think it said garlic salt involved in here as well. I'd have to get the box back out. And there's just like 5 green peas in there. Now maybe 10. I see some hiding a little bit more than I thought. There's like a couple there and there. There's 3, 4, 5. Man, 10 to 15 peas in there. Not very many. Really light on the peas. So I just want to get some of this, some of the stew to start with, and give that a try. See what get a good flavor profile on the juices. All right, here we go down the hatch. Oh, that is so good right now. It's got a really savory chicken stock. There's even a little bit of a flaked up chicken in there. Not overly processed type stuff. It's really, seems to be. Let's cut into a little bit and see. I mean, it's obviously pressed and formed, but it's not got like those weird air pocket bubbles in it, and it shreds just like chicken's supposed to shred. So that is a very, very important thing to me when I'm eating a chicken dish like this. When you get that weird chicken that has like that super off weird texture, I'm really not a fan of that. It just does something to me when I take a bite of that. It just makes me cringe a little bit. I'll still eat it because I don't know why I'll eat that stuff because it's made to eat. Made for troops, made for whatever. But a lot of times, man, when I get a chicken like that, it just kind of irks me because they could just as easily use chicken like this and probably no more expense, if so very, very, very minute. Alright, trying to get a bite of just about everything. Let me see if I can get a little carrot on there. There we go. I got a pea, I got a potato, I got a pea. I got a pea, a potato, carrots, and some juice and some chicken. So I think that's everything involved in the dish. It's so hot that I can't eat it just yet. Alright, here we go. Oh, man. That chicken's really nice. It has a really good flavor. It's done. It's cooked well. The texture's really nice. It's not dry. It's juicy. The potatoes, they're a little bit soft for my likings, but they're not too bad. The carrots have a nice flavor. They give it a nice little bit of bitterness and a little bit of a tang. The chicken stock is the main flavoring of the dish. You do kind of pick up some seasoning in there, some salt, some garlic powder, some garlic salt, some onion. Wow. This is so stinking good. Hey, Ethan! Come here and try this, dude. Anybody with headphones, I'm a little late to tell you, but just hollered at my son. I'm sure that was really loud. You gotta try this. Chicken stew. You like it?
Pretty good.
You want some of it? You have to go get a bowl or something.
Not right now.
Alright. I'll probably eat it then.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay. So, my son actually really liked this, and that's not exactly the norm. So that tells you this is really good. I'd eat a 1981 if I had one. Oldest so far has been 83. I actually have a case of 1981s. Okay, man, they're not open yet, but once they get open, I'll save you one. And I know Steve's got a case of 1980s. So 1980 was an overlap year. A lot of people, and I, including myself, until pretty recently, I didn't know that they overlapped. 1980, they made MCIs, and they also made, that was the first year for the MRE. They made both that year. So, let's see. Steve had dried beef from the Second Boer War and hardtack from the Civil War. Pretty weird stuff. Yeah, I wish I could afford to get some of that stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't pop up very often either, though. Yeah, he does. He's got some 80s K, man. Yep. I didn't know it was a thing either until he got those. You sure you don't want some of this stuff, E? I'm gonna tell you right now, this bread is gonna go well with all this juice. Mm. Wow. It's so homey. It just has the feeling of a home-cooked meal. And it's very easy to eat. There's no challenge in consuming this meal at all. Oh, hey, what's up, R.A.D. Eeyore? Fernbark. You guys got to go check out Fernbark's channel as well. I've got a ration from Fernbark I need to get to, too. Yeah, guys, I could eat this whole thing very easily, very quickly. It's just so good. Mm. I don't want you guys to have to listen to me eating the whole time. This would be a fantastic meal for morale. I'm telling you. I mean, to a guy like me, I should say. Not this. I get. Oh, whoa! Wow. I can say that this meal might not be for everyone, but it definitely is for me. This is a meal that I could eat. I could eat this every day. And it would take me a long time to get sick of it. I could eat this meal once a day. As long as I was eating, a couple different meals every day. This is a meal that I could definitely consume on a regular basis. Mm. So I'm going to have to get a couple more of this menu. I don't know when the last time I just kind of shamelessly stood over the food and just wanted to continue to eat it, even though kind of got you guys waiting in the background here. But man, it's so good. And I kind of like to eat it while it's hot. Even though it 100% does not need it, not even in the slightest, I'm going to add just a little bit of this Frank's Red Hot to a bite and give that a try. And just because I really do like Frank's, but this meal, it's got the perfect level of salt and seasoning, savoriness. It doesn't need anything changed up. Maybe after I had this thing about 20 times, I might want to, change it up with some sauce or something like this, but yeah. I mean, it's fine and all, but it's way better on its own. This would have been a lot easier to eat out of the actual bag itself. Menu number 19. Eat it, eat it up right now. Right meow, right meow. Thanks for the encouragement and super chat, Blindside. Appreciate that, dude. Split that potato so I can have a potato in 2 bites. They should have actually. Usually I'd never say this either. I think it could have stood to had a couple more potatoes added in there. I mean, but alternatively, there's tons of chicken. Like that bite right there is all chicken. Maybe a little potato. I gotta say, this is up on my list of new favorites. One of the better meals I've had in a while. As far as a ration's concerned. It doesn't even taste like it came out of a thermostabilized pouch. It tastes homemade. Which you guys know, a lot of times they'll pick up that flavor of the packaging. And that sometimes that has to be involved, like the acidity level inside the, what the acidity level of the food is. It might, break down a little bit of the package lining, and it will flavor the meal. But this, nothing like that has happened. It's kind of like a super hearty, lots of ingredient chicken soup. But the actual soup part itself is really nice and rendered down. So it's not runny, like super runny. It's not super thick either. But it's very strong with its flavor. Man, I could talk about this all day. I think I could probably eat another whole portion of that as well. I wish I had another one of these stockpiled up, but I do not. Whoa, Miss Marilyn. Come in with the super chat. Didn't type nothing, though. Tracy is wonderful, though. I'll just say it for her. I said it before you even typed it, Miss Marilyn. Talking with my mouth full. I'm so sorry, guys. Feel like a pig. No, thank you, Miss Marilyn. Hooked it up with the super chat right there. And I just happened to not be stuffing my face at that moment. Because that's about all I've done, it seems like. Oh boy. Sorry about that. Alright, so it's done. Well, I almost thought about it. It is that good. It's really good. Let's see, what was next? I had a plan. Oh yeah, I gotta try out this ice cream. Let's give it a try. It's got a really cool looking color to it, obviously. I mean, very artificial looking, but let me smell it. It smells really fruity. Can't really pinpoint any particular fruit. Wow, I like that. Definitely has some sort of a berry base flavor, but I can't pinpoint what that is. Might be a mix between like cranberry, blueberry, maybe something like that. But it's very fruity, very sweet, but it's really nice and thirst quenching at the same time. Like I'm good to go now. I never did mix up my coffee. Probably didn't need it because my water was so hot anyway, but you never know, I guess. Man, I really enjoyed that meal, I gotta say. That was it's one of the best ones I've had in quite some time. Tastes like the Glacier Ice Gatorade. I don't know, man. Like maybe a little bit. I would say it has hints of the same flavor. I definitely wouldn't say it tastes the same. My son drinks that stuff all the time. It's always in my refrigerator. There you go. Kind of craving that coffee too. I don't think I've eaten like a proper meal in a few days, maybe a couple, 2-3 days. Yeah, it's. What was the last? I can't even remember the last thing I ate. Huh. No, yeah, now I'm thinking about it. I do not know. Get a piece of this Kit Kat so I can wash it down with some coffee. Break off a piece of this Kit Kat bar. There we go. Nice, and no fingerprints just yet, but as soon as I put my finger on there you go. And it's melting in my fingers already. Well, that's pretty good. My old lady and my son had these. They were big Kit Kats, kind of like the ones that you guys have had up in Canada, except they were flatter and wider than the ones you guys have. Like the the great big Kit Kats, the big Kit Kats. I didn't get to try them, but I guess they were pretty good. The wafer has a nice crunch, sweet, chocolatey. The milk chocolate's kind of I don't know, it's not exactly my favorite, but it's good. A Menu 11 from 2018. What's a Menu 11 from 2018? I can't place it in my head. Price at 3 ORPs. It's elbow macaroni. Now that's a far cry from being chili mac. So I was wondering what the iron percentage on the ration. Let's see. On this main meal, you mean? Let's see. I do not see iron. Oh, there it is. 10%. 10%. Christine was wondering what is the iron percentage on the ration. Yep, 10% on the main meal. And then 2% on the apples. The peanut butter is not going to tell me. Nope. Maybe the jam will. Nope. This will probably tell me what kind of iron it's got going on in there. 15% on the nut mix of your daily value. So we're up to 27% with those 3 items. The bread. Let's see what's in the bread. 15% on the bread as well. Wow. So just about 100% of your daily value of your iron is going to be in this meal if I was to just guess. 30, 40, 50, at least half of it. And I don't know what's in the jam or the peanut butters. And there was something else I don't know. Let's see what's in the drink. 0% in the drink. In that drink. I don't know about the coffee. Interesting. I'm curious to know, Christine, why you would ask that question. I'm just curious. I've never had anyone ask me what the iron percentages were. Okay, so wait, have to have iron transfusion starting Thursday. Oh, okay. Body doesn't absorb iron well. I see. IMPs, chicken and sausage jambalaya, Jesse said. Oh, I thought you said MRE. Menu 11 MRE. Wait, are we talking about IMPs or MREs? That's what I thought we were talking about, MREs. I'm pretty sure Jesse said MRE. Let me get back up here and look. Nope, didn't say. I'm craving my menu 11 2018. Yeah, it didn't say MRE or IMP. So I don't know why I just assumed it was an MRE. Yeah, jambalaya is a menu that I think they should keep around. It's a cheap one to produce. I know a lot of guys would probably enjoy it. The coffee, it's got a decent coffee flavor to it. Nice little kick to it. It's right on the sweetness level for me, and the cream in it is just right. It's mixed just about perfectly. If I was going to do anything to that, I might add just a little bit more cream to that. And obviously, I would personally add more coffee to that. I like my coffee to be pretty daggone dark. I like to have a really thick, dark coffee. And then I just add the cream and sugar in. I've always been a cream and sugar guy. I don't think I'll ever really change with that. I can drink coffee black. I can drink it with sugar. I can drink it with just cream or, anything like that. But I prefer it with cream and sugar. And then we had that nut mix. These are chocolate covered. Nope. I was trying to bite it out of there, but it came out. Chocolate covered cranberries. Can't really taste the cranberry. Just the chocolate. And then, of all things, pistachios. That is a weird looking pistachio. I typically don't eat them when they look like that. That's fine. Okay. So I think it's time for the apple cake. And how I want to do this, I'm going to take a look at these apples. Because I think there's going to be way too much juice to the apples. Thanks for the live stream, Oldsmokey. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, K-Man. We always appreciate it when the MRE Info creator stops by and hangs out with everyone. We seriously enjoy your company. And I know I'm speaking for some folks, but I know I'm not mistaken in saying so. So thanks for hanging out with us, K-Man. We appreciate you, my friend. Let's take a look at these apples. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Not as much juice in there as I had figured there would be. I mean, there's plenty. Don't get me wrong. Now, I kind of wanted to mix this up in a bag, but you know what? I think I'm going to go against my thoughts. And what I'm going to do here is so I don't mix it all up at once, just going on a whim. Look at this cake. It's perfectly intact. Look at that. Look at that. Looking perfect. That looks so good. Look at the chunks of apples in there. And it smells like caramel. That's what I think it smells like. It's got a really distinct smell. Just going to break it in half. We're going to throw half of it right there. And put the other half right there. Now, I'm going to spoon some apples out. And I'm just going to put them right on top of this. Juice and all. You can suck the juice up. Oh, yeah. The more juice, the better, I think, actually. There we go. A little more juice there. Okay. So I've got half my apples and half my cake left. Let's see if this is going to be any good. Kind of just assumed it would be. Got a lot of that juice resting in there. The cake is soaking it right up. Push another apple in there, maybe. There we go. A little bit of everything. Wow. That's the way to go. With the spices and the flavors that are in this cake, when you add in these fresher type apples with it, it kind of reminds me of eating apple butter by the spoonful almost. That's kind of what it tastes like. Kind of cinnamony, sugary. Nice punch of apple fruit flavor. That is so good. It's nice and sweet. It's not too sweet. Yeah, I like the fact that it's soaking up the juice the way it is. That's pretty much perfect. I'll probably save that other half and give that to my son when he gets home from work. Which should be any minute now, I think. I like the Canadian apples a lot better than I like the spiced apples of Americans. The American ones, they're good if you can mix them with something, but just eating them on their own, they're kind of like there's too much of the sweet, sugary gravy. These, on the other hand, I mean, they kind of have a sweet, sugary sauce, but it's not really flavored. It's just the apple and its own juices. Yum. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of things when they're way too sweet. Yeah, I added the applesauce cake in with the Canadian apples because they just seemed like they really wanted to be together. Canadian and American had to marry up there for a moment. And what a grandiose marriage it was. PSA, some idiot on 4chan is spreading the rumor that Steve died of botulism poisoning today. Nobody believe it. Nobody believe it if it reaches you. It's just an internet prank. Thank you. Yeah, dude, I know. That people are idiots, dude. 4chan is just like 4chan is like the cancer of the internet. Well, that coffee was like perfect to wash that down. Went down the wrong hole. Oh. Whoo. I just about choked me. Woo. Oh, yep. Wow. Goodness. That was rough. Rough. So I'm actually pretty full. All we got left is this half a bun and peanut butter and jelly. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to save that half a bun and peanut butter and jelly for later since I added the cake in. Yeah, let me see here. Let me see if I can preserve the half a bun and eat that as... I'll probably have that as a snack here in a little bit. Definitely getting on closer to the full side. There we go. Still got other snacks over here I want to open up as well. Stuff from Blindside and a bag of chips from CT. I can't remember if they were from CT or Smitty. I don't know who brought the chips. I thought it was CT, but I could be wrong. He missed the ration, just friggin' nuts left. These are the good nuts, though. I mean, that's a plus. The goji berries, the almonds, the chocolate-covered cranberries. Yeah, this is the good stuff. It's really sticky. Must have got some apple on that or something. Oh, it was CT. Smitty had to fly. I didn't know that. I mean, I kind of knew that. I just didn't remember that. Put that with my half a hamburger bun. I'm going to use this when my son gets here. He may not end up liking it, and I may end up getting the other half. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just going to dump the apples down in there and just mix it all up together. See what he thinks about it. If he gets here in a minute, I'll do it in a minute. I know it's about time for a smoke before I open up the other desserts. And I'm wanting... There we go. I'm wanting a camel. There we go. So all three of these are full. It's just, yeah. So half of the can is still left right there, and then plus, well, 4 after I smoked this one would have been 5. Yeah. These good old Camel Lights from 89 or 91, I can't remember. I love the way that can design. Really cool. It's kept sealed pretty well too because they haven't dried out or anything on me. I guess I can put that can back. my little New York thing back. So there's a new one chip challenge that came out yesterday. Saw that. LA Beast did it. Catfish Cooley did it. I saw both their videos came up yesterday. That was cool that they sent it to them early like that because it was just released yesterday. And right now, if anybody happened to want to do that, you can go buy like 10 packs of them from the website pretty cheap. And you can also pick up one chip in the box or whatever. It's like $6. It's like $5.95. Now, I don't know what they're charging on shipping, but I can't imagine it'd be very much. Those little boxes are really lightweight and pretty small. So I'm going to guess it'd probably be about $10 for one chip to order directly from them. But I'm going to tell you, like, if anybody really was smart, like I should be doing this myself, ordering quite a few from the company and then putting them on eBay, because all the YouTubers will be going to eBay trying to get them when the company sells out, which will happen very fast. When I looked yesterday, there was one thing that was already sold out, like this, like I don't know what kind of value pack or something like that. It was already out of stock. So get a match. And way to light a vintage cigarette. I think I forgot to text Steve and tell him I was doing the live stream. Usually I text him and remind him because I know he forgets. Or he would have been here. I guess I could text him right now. I haven't seen... Is G. Schultz been on here? I don't remember talking to him tonight. Huh. Interesting. Blindside says like 14 something for one. Are you talking about on eBay? Because that'll go up to 50, 60 bucks in the next couple months. No Steve, Gundog, or no G Schultz, Gundog, or Steve tonight. Huh. Weird. I got text back from... I don't think I didn't text him. Let me hit him up right now. Of course, I don't have a signal right here. Yay. Let's see if I can fix that. Stupid phone. Huh. There it went. Aha. I guess where I live in a brick house, the brick kind of blocks the signal from coming into my house, the cell phone signal, because I can go right out my back door or right out my front door, and my cell phone signal goes straight up. Jesse Michael, everyone is awesome. Go Tigers. Go Saints. Who dat? Another fun Saturday night with the YouTube fam. Yes, sir. I agree. It has turned into the YouTube family on here. This is the Oldsmokey Ration Review channel YouTube family, and I know for sure there's no way that you guys can understand how much you guys mean to me and what you guys have done for me without even knowing it over the past, I don't know how long have I been live streaming, about a year and a couple months probably. Believe it or not, been doing these live streams for over a year. I couldn't believe it myself. I started looking, and I would say probably consistently for a year. Once a week for a year. So It's documented 1 day of my life per year. Oh, blindside. No, that is from the main site with shipping. Done checked them out. Oh no, whoa, dude. Um, okay, I looked at them as well. I didn't check them out. I didn't check out like what they would be for one. And the LA Beast, when he ate his, which I watched his first video when he ate them, which he did just try to beat the Guinness World Record for eating the most. I think it was reefers in what, 1 minute. I think it was 1 minute, something like that, or 2 minutes. I can't remember what his time limit was on that. But, I made a post about Beast. I'll talk about that here in a second, too. I appreciate everybody who went and signed his petition to get him over on Hot Ones. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was 1 minute, okay. WV says it was 1 minute. So, anyway, I watched him eat that one yesterday, which was Friday the 13th, so he got his early. Him and Catfish both had their videos up yesterday. And he seemed like it really wasn't that hot. I think he called it a 4 out of 10. And I know the first time he ate them, to him it was probably more like an 8 out of 10, like 9 out of 10 maybe even, which, you know, he's he's eating a lot of hot stuff, and he does a lot of hot challenges, especially he goes through phases where he does a bunch or he tries to do a bunch or whatever, and then he kind of drops off because it's like torturing your body and your mouth and everything. But, so his wasn't too awful bad. Catfish's, like, he really wasn't, like, honestly, like, compared to what his other video was like, watching it versus that one, it really didn't hit him nowhere near as hard as it had before. And I was wondering, I guess maybe it's just not as hot this time, but they put activated charcoal in it to dye the chip black, which I really don't like that aspect of it either, because it instantly turns your mouth black. And I was thinking, like, I wonder if that activated charcoal does something on a molecular level with the capsaicin. If there's some kind of a reaction there that it kind of kills the, or makes it die down some, the intense heat. So some people, I'll say something else too. Like, there are certain days that I could eat something. I could eat a super hot, and I could handle it like a champ. And then there are other days that if I tried to eat that same super hot, it would absolutely kick my butt. I don't know why that is, what that is. I mean, you do, like, that's one of those things. You have good days and you have bad days that you can handle this super hot stuff. It's really weird. I really don't understand that, what the reasonings are behind that stuff. But where is the chat PSA about Steve? I need to know for sure. Randy Johnson. The chat PSA. You mean the one on here? It's not far up. If you're talking, it was Naratakikun is the one that did the little PSA on here. But yeah, they tried to. I guess they said over on 4chan Steve died of botulism, which is not true. Well, I just texted him, so I'm sure he's fine. Which I know what he was planning to eat for reviews and stuff like that. And there was no fear there. Hey, what's up, Smitty? Old Spicy Peppers. I'm retired. I love hot stuff, but the afterburn from suicide challenges made me hang up the gloves. I hear that. I'll tell him about the rumor. I guess there's a rumor over on 4chan that botulism got the best of you. Do I know better? Thought I'd tell you since it came up. Okay. All right. Crappier than this trash caffeine. Oh, wait. My name is Tim. I'm a lesser known character. I dig that. That's kind of cool. Totes my goats. I like that too. Yeah, it's just a rumor, dude. It is. I'm sure of it. I'll let you guys know if he texts me back here in a minute, just so you guys can rest easy. Yeah, if he passed, we'd feel the disturbance in the what's it called, the oh shoot, what's the Star Wars thing? Is it the Force? Yeah, it probably is. It's probably the Force. I think I'm going to review one of those Star Wars rations. Man, that was an awesome box that Bob sent. Holy cow. Well, I'm through that smoke. So let's check out one of these peanut butter dessert bars that he sent. I'm interested to see exactly what's going on with this thing. Excuse me. Oh boy, look at that. So I've had the mocha dessert bar, which is the same thing except mocha flavored. I'm going to assume same type of consistency. And look at that. It's kind of like fudge. These things. Huh. So there's chunks of peanuts in there. It has a pretty nice consistency. It's fairly sweet. A little bit of sugar added up in there. Bye, Miss Denise. The peanuts are a nice touch, because the mocha one is kind of lacking on texture. This is nice. Cappuccino jelly beans. Oh yeah. I think I've had those before, actually. I think I liked them. Thanks for hanging out, Denise. Tell your kids I said what's up. Got to meet Denise's kids. So I've heard good things about a fresh brownie. I've just personally never had one myself. But I'm going to tonight. This is a 2017, 237th day, so towards the better end of 2017. Towards the end of 2017. Now, okay, same shape as a pound cake. Looks like it has chocolate chips throughout it. It kind of has a sour smell to it. A little bit. And the way it feels, it kind of reminds me of those cosmic brownies. Jesse Michael, I just sneakily insulted me by saying 4chan is more crappy than caffeine because I started streaming there. And I know most of you don't know. You're streaming on 4chan? What? I'm confused. Thanks for the super chat, though, by the way. This is Jesse Michael. I just sneakily insulted me by saying 4chan is more crappy than caffeine because I started streaming there and knows most of you don't know. Let me see if I can find another message from Jesse Michael has been trolling me. How dare you? That's funny. Gotta love a good troll. Gotta love a good troll, man. somebody who's actually good at it. I think they play hide and seek with Bigfoot, and still the reigning champion. Shouldn't believe everything you see on the internet, Randy. That's funny. Oh boy. Alright, so here's this brownie thing. It kind of reminds me of one of those cosmic brownies just by touching it. The way it feels. My kids love those stupid things with like the icing and the it'll have like sprinkles on top or something like that, or maybe sometimes they the cosmic ones have the sprinkles, and then just the regular brownie like those have nuts on them as well. But all right, here we go down the hatch. Yep, kind of what I was expecting. It's not my favorite. Not by a long shot. It is very similar to those cosmic brownies. In flavor, in texture, all the above. It's got something very shelf-stable about its flavor. And I'm not a huge fan of the cosmic brownies in the first place. So that thing right there, I think they could make a chocolate cake. Okay, so they make the marble cake, right? Which is half chocolate, half vanilla. It's a mix. Why can't they just make a chocolate pound cake? That's what I think they should do. If you leave chocolates and flowers, will she stop crying? Who's crying? I'm confused again. I look at the chat and I get confused, because that's what I do. I look at the chat, I get confused. That's what I do. I look at the chat, I get confused. That's what I do. I look at the chat, I get confused. That's what I do. Oh, cool. Haven't heard that. Wondering, I haven't heard of the Mexican. Before all you guys take off, before we wrap it up, next week, you know, in the beginning, you guys heard me mention that G. Schultz's birthday is coming up Friday. And I had this idea a long time ago, like months ago, that I would, because I know G. Schultz is struggling for a camera, for a computer, for equipment, for a tripod, everything. His tripod's messed up, everything. And let's just, like, as a review community, let's be honest, G. Schultz is one of the main, if not the main pioneer that's still around. G. Schultz has been around longer than everybody else. Before him, I think MRE Jack might have started it out, but you know, G. Schultz is really, he's the pioneer. Just being real, and the level of gratitude that I have for him doing what he done, and inspiring so many people to get out there and put these videos out onto YouTube. Steve agrees with me. Me and him had a pretty long chat about this the other night, or the other morning, whatever, night, from the night into the morning. And what I want to do next Saturday, if you guys, you know, I want to run it by you guys and see what you guys think of this, but, you know, I really appreciate G. Schultz. I think a lot of us appreciate G. Schultz for everything. He's a great guy, and his birthday, like I said, is coming up Friday, which is, that's just a coincidence, because this was going to happen no matter what. It just so happened that his birthday is coming up, and his camera has been, like, when I talked to him the other day, his camera had quit completely, and then he was messing with it as I was talking to him, and it came back on just luckily. But what I was thinking was next week, and I'm going to promote this through the week if you guys think it's okay. Oh yeah, let me check my phone. I haven't got an answer back from Steve yet, but I'm sure he's fine. Like I said, I know what he was supposed to be eating and stuff, so nothing scary. Nothing on the extreme end of anything. But anyways, next Saturday I would like to do a live stream for G. Schultz. That's what I would like to do. Glenn, I was thinking about having him on, like, if I can get my cell phone to pick up, having him on as a guest through the telephone, so I can have his voice here as well, so he can. And I'm going to do a vintage US MRE. Maybe we can talk through that together a little bit and talk about what's going on. But the deal with that would be that any donations that came in through that live stream next Saturday, that would be for him, and I would make that very clear. And I'd like to help him out, and that's the only way I think I know how. And I think it'd be great. And G Schultz helped me out. He's you can't ask for a better guy. G Schultz is a great guy, man. And I'm not just talking him up or anything. Just he's a genuinely good person. So everything I know of him and know about him, that's the way I feel. So, anyways, you guys think that's okay? I mean, would you guys be down with that? So the way I'd be doing that was last active on the forum yesterday night. The man is not dead. Yeah, no, Steve's okay. Yeah, I'm sure he's okay. He hasn't answered me yet, but that's not unusual. Let's see here. Just double check. No, not yet. But yeah, everybody looks like I hear yes. Sparrow says Sparrow wow. Sharon, he's a great guy, and that sounds good according to Steve's. Prison food is worse. Need a mixer, then mix minus it. Need a mixer, then mix minus it. JC, okay. Yeah, I heard that too, James. They got some interesting stories on those channels. Miss Marilyn says she's great with that. And it sounds like Tracy's good with it. Jesse's good. Paul MC Cartney died. He was replaced by... I think Paul McCartney was replaced by a body double. I've watched like a lot of specials on that, and I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. Working on Swamp People, I'm getting many stories about the Swamp Monster. Oh, that's cool. You got to film that, Jesse. People's individual stories about the Swamp Monster. That'd be really good, man. Whoopity whoop whoop doop doop. Okay. Here you go. Came here from news of Steve confirmed ? No, Jeffrey. Yeah, no, he's good, man. Smitty says G Schultz 9 is killer. Yes, I agree. Okay, so it looks like everybody agrees that it's a good idea. So what I want to do is through the week this week, I will be promoting this coming live stream, and I'll probably use like G Schultz's logo on my channel to, and I'll make some posts through the week, and I'll probably put a couple of stories out there through the week as well. That's something I'm going to use, part of the YouTube thing, the stories. You guys see them pop up or whatever in your feed, click on them. It'll remind you that that's coming up this Saturday. Anybody who's in here right now, there's obviously some folks that had to check out already that missed this announcement. So, and I meant to bring it up earlier. I just didn't. Nothing happened to G Schultz. He just, his camera was messing up. I think his tripod broke on him. His computer's super old. Same like my computer's super old, but I do have the money saved up to buy a new computer. My indecisive rear end just needs to get on and figure out what I need to buy. My son just bought a Surface Pro with the i5. Had 256 gigs of solid state drive memory, and had 8 gigs of RAM. I would like to go with a little higher specs than that. The i7, I think it will make a little bit of difference where I'm going to be doing mainly editing with mine and a lot of video processing and stuff like that. So I think the i7 may help me a little bit out on the speed, but I'd probably never notice it. So, but anyways, I want to try to go with one with an i7. I want to get at least a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I would prefer to have 16 gigabytes of memory if possible. So that is my goal for my computer. I really don't know what to get though with those type of specs and in my price range. But that's the plan. Next week, all about G Schultz. Thinking hopefully we can help him. I mean, what happened to G Schultz? It's really super old. His camera went green. His screen went green. And it wouldn't work. Still let me check again. I'll check for Steve again. Yeah, he still hasn't texted back yet. But again, like I said, that's not unusual. If I don't hear back from him tonight sometime with what I typed, then I might start to worry a little bit. But you guys also know it's really hard to die of botulism, right? Botulism is a disease that once it makes you sick, you're going to have to go to the hospital anyways, and they're going to be able to treat you. So I don't even know when the last time someone died from botulism was. I'm sure it was a long time ago. Okay. I got this stuff from Blindside to open. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm going to start off with the Milka bar. I think that's like collage with raspberry, hazelnuts, chocolate chips. It's like dark chocolate chips, and raspberry. This one did melt a little bit, but it should be all right. The first Milka I ever had was it was something raisin, like hazelnut raisin. It was the best freaking candy bar I've ever had. So this is pretty interesting. This is not what I typically see a Milka looking like. See the top of it, and it's got, looks like raspberry pieces in there. You got your chocolate chips and your nuts. Let's give this a try. Oh. Wow. So the raspberry is really, really prevalent. Quite a strong flavor. It's almost like those little chunks are concentrated raspberry. Now the center, it's like the middle is really smooth. It's kind of odd. Very smooth. And then I pick up the nuts too, not only in the texture but in the flavor. That's pretty daggone good. I do think it needs to be in the freezer though. Well, not the freezer, but the fridge. Let's take a look at the top. Look at that. That's an interesting looking Milka. They typically don't look like that. They typically have more of a standard cut, square cut. I like that design. Cutting the top of this thing. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I like that. Now I'm just about out of coffee, so I don't think I'm going to have enough coffee to do the Tim Tam Slam, but I'll give it a try. And this one is the chocolate malt with sticky caramel flavor. I can only imagine this is going to be stinking amazing. Ooh. Smells like a malted milk ball. It really does. It smells like a milk dud, right? A milk dud? Is a milk dud malted milk ball? It's not, is it? What the heck? A milk dud is I think that's the caramel ones. I'm not sure. Anyways, I got to take a bite off both ends of this. I'm keeping an eye on my text. Okay, so Whopper is the malted milk ball one. Okay. Well, I couldn't remember for sure if that was it. But that's actually what this tastes like. Very, very reminiscent of a malted milk ball or a Whopper. So it's melting on my fingers. And this is designed for the bite. You're supposed to bite, and then sip and slam. That's what we're going to do. If I can get it into enough coffee. And give it a try. So I got some coffee through it. Should be nice and soggy now. Oh yeah. Caramel in there. Would have been better if the coffee would have been hot, I think. But the caramel that they use is really high quality. I never was a huge fan of the Whoppers either. Every once in a while, I can get on a kick and I could eat a few of them. But I've never really like craved a Whopper. Okay, so 4chan is basically like this website that you can post on where they can't track the poster, so you can put any type of information out there at all. Could be true, could be fake, could be whatever, could be trolling. Yeah, it's all anonymous. So the Tim Tams, as I expected, are they're amazing. Even with the malted milk. I mean, it's not the same texture as a malted milk ball. It's just, it's got that, it's very reminiscent of that flavor. So those are really, really good. Man, I've just about polished this meal off, all except for the nuts and the peanut butter and jelly. Well, the coffee's gone. I guess I can go ahead and finish this too. Now there's no reason to. I'll keep a little drink for myself here in a minute. I take my own words with a... If I myself posted on 4chan, I'd take my own words with a grain of salt. I agree. Yeah, that's an interesting website, I've got to say. I will say this though, there's been some interesting things come out and go through the channel of 4chan. Is that the one that Edward Snowden used? I can't remember. It seems like it was. Yeah, if you guys can post a link, I'm fine with that. I mean, I know sometimes that the YouTube won't let you. What MRE you munching on tonight? Came in late. I had one of the best IMPs I've had in a best ration, period. Chicken and vegetable stew. Menu number 9 from 2018. Freaking fantastic. Amazing, dude. Such a good meal. Honestly, I'm not overly full. I don't feel weird. I'm not bloated. A lot of times, if you guys see me stand here or sit here, whatever, and eat a whole ration at one time, like I've eaten this one pretty much, I'll be really, really bloated. I'll feel really groggy, and it'll just, it's not good for someone who's not going to be extremely active after eating that particular food. So Those brown bag rations just look so inviting. Do you mean these, or do you mean an actual brown bag, JC? Oh crap! Oh man, I hate to open up those ketchup chips since CT ain't here. Or do you mean something like this? I sent my chicken stew IMP to Karsten in a trade, but the goodies he sends makes it totally worth it. I gotta say, if you ship this one right here off, boy, you messed up right there. You got to get you another one. It's really, really good. It really is. I'm not just going to rave over it because I'm legit telling you, but at the same time, like some other person may not like it like I like it. That's an individual thing. I gave a description on the flavors the best I could. Had a really nice level of salt and flavoring. Had a really strong chicken flavor with the chicken stock. The chicken wasn't overly processed. It wasn't weird, like with those weird like bubbles in it and crap, like the weird pressed and formed chicken lips and chicken feet and chicken butts that the parts we don't usually eat. It was just real nice chicken breast that had been kind of pressed into a little bit of chunks or something. That, or maybe it was just cut that way. JW Speaker says, I agree with Oldsmokey. That's one of the best rations I've had. It's definitely went up on my list of top 10 for sure. It's probably close to being in my list of top 5. It may be in my list of top 5. I'd have to really sit down and think about it, but it's up there on my list for sure of one of my favorite new meals. And I will be 100% searching this meal out to have a couple more of these. If anybody out there thinks they don't like it, I would be happy to trade you IMPs for IMPs, or I would hook you up to trade you out of them if you're the type of person that's not going to like that. That is, I can't. It's hard to imagine that, but I know it's possible. I know there are people out there that will not like this ration. There are people out there that do not like corned beef hash. There are people out there that do not like chicken and rice. Some of my favorite meals. So, yeah. I think I've opened and eaten everything except the ketchup chips. That's the only thing I haven't opened. And I think I'm going to... man, I really want to eat those things. I think CT would understand. I've been hanging on to these things for, well, since the meetup. If that tells you guys anything. So it's been a while. Plus, they were pretty crushed up whenever he gave them to me. So they've seen better days. Let's see if I can find a date on these things. I'm not seeing one. What is it going to be at? It should be right around where the price is. Oh, there we go. July 27th. Fresh until... looks like there might be fresh until November 5th, maybe? NO05. And looks like they were produced probably July 27th, I'm going to guess. Daniel, U.S. cold weather chicken and rice is amazing on a cold January afternoon in the woods. Chicken and rice is a good meal. I like the MRE, the old MRE, and I also like the LRP and mill cold weather versions as well. You know, they're slightly different. I used to prefer the MRE one over the freeze-dried meal, but the more bad experiences I have with the MRE version, the more I tend to lean towards the freeze-dried version because I know it won't be bad. But I guess I have until November to open these things up. But yeah, I'll save them. I'll save them until CT's around. People can sign you up for email spam, making it impossible to log in because of how many emails. Huh. That's weird. I need to get a bag of those chips. You know, yes, these are... I had a partial bag that he left in my room, and then he gave me this bag before he left. Family size bag. And the partial bag that I ate, oh, I really enjoyed them. He also gave me a bag of fully loaded, I think they were called, fully loaded. I think that's what they are. But they sell them here in America. I didn't know that. But my son, after trying out those fully loaded ruffles, after trying them out, he went and was seeking them out and found them at Walmart. So, you know what? I've had these things for, what, a month? Something like that. They're getting opened. CT, if you see this later, buddy, I appreciate the chips, man. Look at that. They look really weird, especially under these lights. They have a very weird reddish pink color. They almost look like they have like varicose veins running through the chips, but ain't that what that looks like? So they have slight, like a vinegar tang to them. Because it must be like a vinegar in a powder form. Like it's in salt and vinegar, but like lightly peppered with that vinegar flavor. But I don't know if you guys have ever done this. But I've done it hundreds of times, probably. And the only chips I usually like to do it with, sometimes I'll do it with Ruffles, but not very often. I prefer Lay's. Plain, regular Lay's. A little bit of salt on top of your ketchup. And then dip those Lay's potato chips in the salt. Or in the ketchup. Oh, it's heaven. It's so good. Really good. But Miss Marilyn's checking out. That means it's time for me to check out as well. I got enough cleanup to do. I've done pretty good keeping everything together tonight. Usually I've got a lot more scattered mess than what I have going on right now. I've done a pretty good job keeping everything together tonight, surprisingly. So next week will be the live stream for G. Schultz. I hope I have a huge turnout for that. I hope I do the right type of promotion through the week here and get a nice new crowd in here. I'm going to try to get him to promote it over on his Facebook and on his channel, maybe even, and see if we can get us maybe some new Oldsmokey live stream family members to come in. That would be nice to add some new folks into our chat to be new members. And that's one thing I'm going to have to be focusing on between now and then. And this week, I think I'm going to have like a day or two that I'm actually maybe, and as long as nothing comes up, I might have some actual free time to get to film something. Because I just passed my 3-year anniversary. Oh, Jesse Michael totally needed this. Thank you, Smokey and family. Well, hey, dude, I'm glad that you came over here. I'm glad I said, hey, you probably do you some good to just come on over and hang out, man. I knew, this is a great place to come and hang out, and the people they will lift your spirits, my friend. So, can't remember what I was saying now. Thank you for the super chat, though, dude. Oh, yeah, the 3-year anniversary thing. Because I just did the air quotes, anniversary. 3-year milestone, whatever you want to call it. Just past 3 years on YouTube. Been like the 14th. I think it was the 14th. So what is today? It was today. Oh, maybe it was today. Huh. I should have made that the friggin' title of my live stream. 3 years on YouTube. Huh. So I guess as of today, I've been on YouTube for 3 years. That was the first time I posted a video. It was 3 years ago. And let me tell you guys, I've made like 4 360-degree turns in the upward direction. It's been a long journey. I'm not going to lie. It's been a lot of ups and downs even. I've had some downs. I've had some ups. I've gotten in fights with YouTube themselves, personally, with people at YouTube. I never did resolve that. Never did. I fought with them for months. Me and Steve was just talking about that the other morning too, about how my revenue doesn't I don't get paid for it. So they still run ads on my videos, but they don't pay me for it. Anyway, long story short, that's one of the things that I went through with them. But the way I look at it, I have gained so much from YouTube that it gazillion times outweighs the bad. I'm so glad that I posted that first video and I stuck with it and I kept doing it. And then I'm also really glad that I started doing the live streams and I stayed consistent with that. And I wish I could get back to posting videos consistently. That's something I've also got to upgrade my equipment. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. That's stuff I just have to do. But I haven't really had any spare time at all as of the last few months. The last few months have been absolutely hectic. Without getting too personal, I've just had a lot going on. And did Steve ever text back? Let me check. I don't think so. I just looked. Oh, nope. Nope. He has not texted me back. Not yet. But I'll tell you what could I do? I tell you what I'll do. Steve texts me back tonight. I will come back to this live stream and I will make a comment in my own comment section and I'll pin it to the top. That way you can come back and check, scroll down to the comments. The first thing that'll be there, if he texts me back tonight, which I'm sure he will be that. So that way you guys can know that Steve's okay. Because, I mean, I do have other ways that I can check on him. So, I mean, yeah, you guys about halfway got me worried about it. But I know for for someone to pass away from botulism, like it's almost impossible with today's in today's medical terms and abilities. It's almost impossible for someone to die from botulism itself. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's virtually impossible, I would say. You'd have to like lay around for a few days, not go to the hospital, be very, very sick, and I'm pretty sure that's what you just have to refuse to go to the hospital and have it also. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get to shoot a couple videos this week. I'm going to redo my set here because I've got a lot of stuff just kind of sitting on the shelves up here. I've got a bunch of, like, see the M&Ms, the Mars bars, the Desert bar. Got a couple little jars right here that I'd kind of like to find better places for. I want to put cigarettes in this. I know it had pipe tobacco in it, but I think it could handle having a few cigarettes in it. And I'm going to start using that on the live stream to pull a couple cigarettes out of. But yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap the live stream up. You guys look forward to the G. Schultz live stream next week. And I will let you guys know on this video in the comments section. As soon as Steve texts me back, I'll go in there and I'll just make a comment that says Steve's doing alright or Steve's okay. Just wanted to let you guys know, and I'll pin that to the top. That way everybody knows. Because I really didn't expect everybody to be looking looking for Steve and for something to possibly be wrong with him. But I want to thank all my patrons, man. I just went over there and chatted with I sent a few messages over there. Thank you guys for everything you do. Patreon is a much larger help than you guys probably imagine. And yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by on this Saturday night live stream. And I guess really all I got left to do is say thank you guys for coming. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Later.